Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great. My name is Parthuru. I am Events and Program Manager for Microsoft Reactor India. And yes, I welcome you all to yet another episode of MVP Connect. But before we start our today's event, let's go through our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of all other people's views, understanding the differences, be kind and considerate in a way we all engage. We do encourage you all to participate. Please drop all your questions in the comment section and we'll pick it up from there. And now I would not delay much more. I would like to bring in Arpit, our MVP and speaker for today's event. Hey, hi Arpit, how are you?
Hi Parth. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thank you.
All well, Arpit. I'm doing all great. So today's event sounds really interesting, like Accelerate with AI, a Microsoft Copilot crash course. So can you give
Yeah.
a short glance with your short bio? You want to share your screen?
Okay. Just give me a moment.
Yes, great.
Yes. Is it sharing? Can you see my
No,
screen?
no. Can you reshare the screen?
Yeah, I tried.
Okay. Yes.
Can you see it now?
Yep. Yep. The floor is all
Awesome.
yours,
Awesome.
Arpit. Yep.
Thank you. Thanks for thanks for having me in the Microsoft Reactor. Thank you. All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Sarvesh Srivastava, and I am the Microsoft MVP and the Power Platform expert working in the Capgemini, Sweden. This is the first time that I'm speaking with Microsoft Reactor, and thanks to the Perth, Rasmita, and whoever who is hosting this Microsoft Reactor from India. And today I took this topic as you know, like the artificial intelligence is one of the hot topic these days, not only in the Microsoft technology, but across all the technologies, whether it's Google, Amazon, everywhere, right? So as you know, like the Microsoft Ignite is also going on in the Chicago at this moment. So I have seen like there are a lot of new enhancement and new announcement being made related to the AI as well. So I'm also excited to learn from them, and I'm also going to cover a few things that Microsoft has recently introduced as part of the Microsoft Ignite as well. All right, so let's begin this session, and this session is all about the Microsoft Copilot. I know like you have heard a lot about the Microsoft Copilot from last couple of years or last couple of months, I would say. But this topic, I personally decided this topic to go with because I know like there are a lot of folks who are still not aware what exactly the Microsoft Copilot, how it architecture works, and what are the different products where the Microsoft Copilot can be used, right? So this topic is basically a fundamental topic for all the beginners who want to learn what exactly the role of the artificial intelligence in the Microsoft business applications and how the Microsoft Copilot works. All right. So let's quickly begin this session with a short introduction about me. My name is Sapish Srivastava. I am the four times Microsoft MVP awarded and four times Microsoft certified trainer. I'm currently working as a Power Platform specialist and architect in Capgemini, Sweden, and I'm also running the user group. It's one of the largest user group in the world, that is Power Community. I'm running this with the RAS, and I'm also sharing the knowledge with the community through various social media channels like YouTube, through my blogs, and I've been speaking, across the world, in the various corner of the world, and part of a lot of community events as well. So I'm giving trainings. I've been part of a lot of boot camps, and I'm giving a lot of sessions as well. So if you want to follow me and my content on my YouTube channel, you can follow me with my you can know about me, about my YouTube channel, about me with the Arpit Power Guide. I have recently published my book as well. And if you want to buy that book, so that is basically on the Microsoft Power Apps. So that is being released in July 2024, and that is available on the Amazon as well. And this book covers everything about Microsoft Power Apps from its evolution to the AI revolution. So it covers everything. It has the model driven app, it has the Canvas app, and it has the fundamentals of the Dynamic 365. So someone who is the beginner who want to learn everything about the Dynamic 365 or the Microsoft Power Apps, this book is the perfect for them. All right, so you can find on Amazon ebooks.com, and if you want to learn it online, then you can find it on the Orally website as well. As I told, like I've been speaking across the world, and I got a chance to meet various people across the world. And it's my honor and privilege to meet a lot of people across the world, and I've been sharing my knowledge since 2019. I have conducted a lot of sessions. I have hosted a lot of sessions, and I have given sessions. I have given trainings, conducted workshop on the Power Platform certifications as well. So if you want to connect with me through my YouTube channel or through my website, you can feel free to connect with me on Arpit Power Guide. All right, so let's quickly jump into the today's agenda. Today, I'm going to discuss about the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and its impact in our daily life. We also going to discuss about the Microsoft Copilot. So, as you know, like that is our main topic of today. So, I'm going to discuss about what exactly the Microsoft Copilot, how it architecture works. For the beginners like us, it's just a simple chatbot. You ask the question, you get the response. But from the technical point of view, you need to understand what exactly the architecture of the Copilot and how it works in the background. So we're going to discuss about all the architecture stuff and what are the different components of it. And then we will discuss about the licensing as well. I know like there are a bit of changes in the license, as Microsoft always do. In the Microsoft Ignite, they have introduced some new licensing as well, but probably that will cover in probably in the next session. But today I'm going to discuss about the general licensing of the Microsoft Copilot, and I have some live demonstrations as well to showcase the capabilities of the Copilot. I'm sure like you have been dealing with this on the daily basis, but for the beginners who have not used it till now, I'm going to give the short demo as well, like how you can use it in the Microsoft application, how you can use it in the Power Platform, and then what are the different options that Microsoft has provided to extend its capabilities. Okay, so how you can customize or how you can extend the Microsoft Copilot if the out of box capabilities is not sufficient. All right, so before starting with the Microsoft Copilot, I just wanted to discuss about what is artificial intelligence, right? I know there are the different types of definitions available on the internet, but from my point of view, artificial intelligence, made up of two words. First is artificial, and the second is intelligence. Okay, so what exactly the intelligence means? So intelligence, you can define it as the mental ability of the brain or the mind for reasoning, solving complex problems, learnings, and the decision making capability. So if your mind or if your brain can do all this kind of things, that means you have the intelligence. Now this intelligence can be found in the humans, animals, birds, sea animals, and the human has the highest intelligence right now on the earth, right? So the intelligence that comes by birth is called the natural intelligence that we have provided by the God. So this intelligence is the natural intelligence, but human train the machines to have the same intelligence as they do, and this kind of intelligence is called the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is basically like teaching the machines or the computer to think like or learn like the humans. Okay, now why human wants to do that? Why human wants to train the machines? Because they want to reduce the manual work, they want to improve the productivities, they want to avoid doing repetitive works or the repetitive activities, to solve the complex problems, to improve the decision making skills, and of course to enhance the accuracy and the efficiency of the work. I know like I don't need to prove it, like how the artificial intelligence is impacting all of us in the daily life. And we know, like, the artificial intelligence these days are available in all the industries, directly or the indirectly. So it is being used in the healthcare industries for medical imagining purpose, detecting diseases. It is being used for the personalized treatment, like suggested tailored plans. It is being used in the finance sectors, like in the banking sectors, in the for fraud detections, for automated trading. It is being used in the retail market as well, for suggesting the products, and finding the inventories, or the predicting the stock needs. It is in the manufacturing, transportation, customer service, everywhere. So you are dealing with the artificial intelligence in almost all the industries. Some of the features of the artificial intelligence you are also using in the daily life, directly or the indirectly, right? Now there is a special kind of AI, or a special kind of AI, that we call it as a conversational AI. Okay, what exactly that is? So the conversational AI is one of the type of AI that allows machines to talk to the people in a natural way. So the way you talk to the humans, that way you talk to your friends, your family members, so you can talk to the machines as well. Now this talking can be form of, this can be the chatting, this can be the listening, reading, understanding, thinking, talking, writing. So there could be multiple ways to have a conversation with the machines, right? And this kind of conversation is called, if you are doing this kind of conversation with the machines, through the in the form of AI, then that is called conversational AI. Okay, now why I'm talking about the conversational AI? Because one of the most common based of AI is the conversational AI, which is being used in last couple of months, when the Chat GPT was introduced by the Open AI, right? So the chatbot based AI assistants gained the momentum when the Open AI introduced the groundbreaking chatbot that is called Chat GPT, right? And the Chat GPT showcased the potential of the conversational AI by enabling the natural and the intuitive interactions with the user. So you can interact with the Chat GPT or the chatbot in your natural language, and you get the answers in the natural language as well. And following this innovation, after the Chat GPT has been introduced, there are many organizations or the industries had adopted the similar techniques, and they have developed their own AI powered chatbot assistants. Okay, and there are many companies, like OpenAI first introduced the Chat GPT, then the Microsoft introduced Copilot, Google has introduced the Bard, and then later they rebranded as the Gemini. And there are many other organizations who have been using the Chat GPT tool, same like the Chat GPT, the chatbot tool, same like the Chat GPT, right? So in the today's topic, we're gonna discuss about the tool, or the conversational AI, a chatbot based assistant that Microsoft has introduced, is called Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so Microsoft Copilot is also a kind of digital assistant, okay, that helps you with various tasks on your computer or on your mobile devices. And it is similar to having a personal assistant who can help you with your work, manage your emails, creating documents, analyzing your data, and can do many more things. Okay, and it's designed to make your work easier and save your time by doing some of the repetitive and complex tasks for you. All right, so I'm not sure whether you have used the Chat GPT till now, but if you ever use the Chat GPT on the mobile, or the on your device, on your laptop, then you must always thinking about it, what exactly the difference between the Chat GPT and the Copilot, because Copilot also provide the same digital assistant, same like the Chat GPT. So what exactly the difference is? So in order to understand the difference, first we should understand the Copilot capabilities, or the strength of the Copilot, using one real-time example. Okay, so imagine you are a sales manager, and you are working in a company, and you need to prepare a sales report, in order to know the sales performance, how your industry, how your company is doing in last couple of quarters and the months or the years. So normally what you will do, you need to first gather the data from the different sources, and then you need to analyze it, and then you need to create the charts or the dashboard based on that, on the summary that you have. Then you need to take the decisions based on that, right? And this process can take hours or the days or the months of time, because it's a manual process in order to get the, in order to create a simple sales report based on the data that you have in your database. Okay. But imagine if you use the Microsoft Copilot to convert this manual work into the automated way. So Copilot can do this for you. Copilot can automatically gather the data. It can connect with the different sources and can collect the data, and it can analyze the data. It can quickly analyze the data and quickly create the charts, reports, and the dashboard for you. It can create the reports. It can also send those reports over the emails. And if you receive a lot of emails about the sales data, Copilot can also help you summarize the key points of those emails as well. So there are plenty of examples I can give it to you in your business, that you can simply convert the manual work that you have been doing since long back using the Copilot. And if I take one real life example, because this is one of the business example I have given, but if you want to understand with the real world example, like, what exactly the Copilot can do in your real life. Imagine you are planning your family trip or the vacation, and so I have recently experienced this thing. So I've been recently to Europe and planned the Europe trip with my family. And like, planning a big trip like Europe trip with your family require a lot of plannings, a lot of hassles. You have to book the flights, you have to book the affordable flights, you have to find the flights which is on the right time. It should not be on the morning flight, it should not be the late night flights. You need to find the Airbnbs, you need to find the affordable hotels, you need to find the spots or the hotels which is close to the tourist spots, something like that, right? So there are a lot of plannings are required. And if you go to a particular place, there are a lot of places that you might need to visit, but you cannot plan to visit all the tourist spots. So you need to find the best spot to find, so that you can visit with your family. So these kind of things takes a lot of times if you do it manually. If you surf on the website, if you go to the Google, there are a lot of things you will get it, but it's very hard to take the decisions based on that, right? But if you can take the help of the Copilot for these kind of things, it can easily plan your trip. It can if you can provide the preferences like your family details, how many passengers are traveling, and based on that it can suggest a lot of destinations info. It can suggest the personalized recommendations for you. So you just need to provide your the personalized recommendations, like my preference, like it should not be the morning flight, the hotel should be close to the tourist spot. If you have any specific dietary requirements to have the food, then you can also suggest that, and Copilot will list down all the things for you. So this is how you can use the Copilot, or the you can use the artificial intelligence in your daily life as well, right? So hope you understood, like what exactly the significance of using Microsoft Copilot, not only in the business but also in the real life as well. Okay. Now you may have these questions like, why we call it as a co-pilot, right? So you heard this term whenever you will you travel using the planes or the flight. So we call it as a co-pilot because just like a co-pilot in the airplane, it assists and support you in the navigating your task, right? So you are the main person who will take the decision. So co-pilot basically helps you. It is kind of co-assistance who is sitting next to you and helping you solving various responsibilities and navigating your task in a smoother way, right? In the similar way, the co-pilot helps the main pilot by handling the various responsibilities, ensuring a smooth and the safer flight experience. In the similar way, Microsoft Copilot also helps you by taking some of the workload, providing guidance, making your task easier to manage, and it's there to support you, making your work more efficient and less stressful. So I always say in my sessions, like Copilot or any artificial intelligence that you are using in your product is just to assist you, not to replace you, right? So this is the reason why we call the Microsoft Copilot, because it's just your co-assistance, right? Now the next thing is that, like why, how it is different from the chat gpt, because you have been using chat gpt, I believe like you have been using chat gpt for a lot of things, but it is kind of similar experience you also get it in the Microsoft Copilot. What exactly the difference between the Microsoft Copilot and the chat gpt? So the first difference is that, the Microsoft Copilot is a chatbot based assistant, which is tightly coupled with the Microsoft products and the applications. Okay, and of course it is developed by the Microsoft. But if we talk about the Chat GPT, it is developed by the OpenAI, and it's a versatile conversational AI capable of assisting with a wide range of topics and inquiries. Right? It's not only provide the information about the Microsoft products and the application, but a wide range of topics and inquiries as well. And it is not tied with any specific software application, unlike the Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so that's why the term Copilot has a name Microsoft, because it is basically tightly coupled with Microsoft applications. Like you can use the Microsoft Copilot in the Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Teams, Outlook, and if you are using the Power Platform based applications like Power Apps, Power Automate, and the Power BI, you can use there as well. And if you are from the background of Dynamic 365, like Dynamic 365 sales, marketing, and the customer service, finance and operations, so this kind of application also use the Copilot capability. So basically, it is integrated with the Microsoft products and the application. But the Chat GPT is not specifically tied to a software application. It is an open tool that you can also start chatting with without login, or using your personal account as well. Then another difference that you will find between the Chat GPT and the Copilot is the context. It provide always the contextual information. So if you can see, like the example, like if I want the Copilot to write an email for a particular customer, it will first gather all the relevant, all the contextual information before writing that email about that customer. Then it helped me write that email in that is relevant according to the information. Okay, but if I ask the same thing with the Chat GPT, it will provide me the generic email template based on that requirement. Right? So for example, if you can see in the left side, I have asked this question like, help me draft an email based on the product refund and the refund policy. So customer who is asking about the product refund and the return policy, I have to revert that email to that customer. Okay, so if I ask the Copilot, you can see like all the highlighted with the yellow words, it actually pulled it from the different applications within the Microsoft applications, and it provided the contextual email, so I don't need to make any adjustment in that. But in the right side, if I ask the same thing with the Chat GPT, it will provide me the generic email template or the message where you don't see the name of the customer, the name of the sender, the order number, and what kind of inquiry that customer has asked previously. So these kind of information you will not get it. So the second important difference is the contextual information, right? So since the Copilot is tightly coupled or integrated with the Microsoft products and the application, so it always provide you the contextual information. Now, how it does it, you will understand when I will explain you the whole architecture and how the different Microsoft applications collaborate with each other to provide you this contextual information. All right. Okay, now let's talk about the Copilot architecture and what are the different components involved in that. Okay, so as I told you, like for a user or for a customer like us, it's simple. It's simply a chatbot that take the user input and provide the responses. But this is not the case. Basically, there are a lot of things happens in the background that we need to understand, right? So basically, this is the whole architecture of the Microsoft Copilot. I know, like for a beginners, it seems like quite complex one, but I have tried to simplify this using one real life example as well. So before explaining that real life example, let's understand this Copilot architecture in a very simple language. So in this whole architecture, there are few places you need to concentrate on. this is the place where you interact with the Copilot. Okay, so this could be any of the applications like MS Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, Teams, any Dynamic 365 applications, or any Microsoft product or services that use the Copilot. Okay, so here is basically the first part. The second part is this part, the Microsoft Graph. Okay, and the third part is the LLM part. So these are the basic three major component of the Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so here you can see like the whole process from input to output. So you provided the input and you got the output. So between the input and output, there are total 5 steps involved in this whole architecture. Okay. So the first thing is that whenever you ask any questions to the Copilot, for example, you ask like, could you please help me draft an email for this customer? Okay. So this is the questions you ask. So this is called the user prompt. Okay, because this is the user input that you provided to the Copilot. Now once you ask this question based on these questions or the information you have provided to the Copilot, this information will pass it to the Microsoft Graph. Okay, now what exactly the Microsoft Graph? So Microsoft Graph is a kind of it provides an API. Basically that API is called Microsoft Graph API, and basically it connects with the different Microsoft applications, Microsoft 365 applications, to collect the contextual information. Okay, so for example, you have asked like help me draft an email for this customer related to this query. So basically this Microsoft Graph will collect the contextual information from the different sources. Now these sources will be the Microsoft applications only. Okay, but sometimes you will not find the answers within the Microsoft application, so you need to look through to the different external sources as well, right? And some data you need to find it on the internet as well. So it also gives you the capability, like if Microsoft Graph is not capable to gather the information what user has requested, it basically connect with the Bing search, and it also connect with the plugins. I'm going to discuss about that plugin as well, but imagine this as a is it's a API that connect with the external sources. Okay, so this is basically the whole process looks like in the left panel. Microsoft Graph along with the plugins, Bing search, the Power Platform components, the Dataverse. From everywhere, it actually collect the information, the contextual information based on the user input. Now this information can be structured format or the unstructured format. Now the structured format means in the simple text format as well, and the unstructured format means like it could be the documents, it could be the audio files, video files. So this is called the unstructured format. So based on the different data format that it gets using the Microsoft Graph, it actually passes it to the LLM. So the third step is whatever information the Microsoft Graph has collected based on the user input, it sends to the LLM. Now it is the responsibility of the LLM. LLM for the beginners, it is nothing. It's just a AI model. Okay, so AI model is nothing. It you can consider it as a machine, or it is the collection of the algorithms where you train it based on lot of data, tons of data. Okay, so you can consider it as a algorithm where you train it based on tons of data, and it basically it's always a learning tool, right? So so every time if you deal with the AI, you always see a prompt or a message that AI can make the mistakes and it is still learning, right? So it's not always necessary that it will give you the accurate result, because it is always learning with the new responses, with the new inputs. So it is just a AI model. Now this AI model basically tightly coupled with the Azure Open AI. So Azure Open AI is nothing; it's just a the platform that Microsoft has provided, on top of which this all the AI model works. Okay, so Azure Open AI basically provides a platform so that all the kind of AI model can work together and can provide you the relevant responses to you. Okay, and this Azure Open AI is not same as the Open AI, because Open AI basically communicate with the data which is publicly available, but Azure Open AI is basically bound within the Microsoft 365 service boundary, right? So you can see like everything which is happening is basically inside the Microsoft 365 service boundary, right? So you are, if you are working in an organization, all the AI or all the kind of training is happening within that organization data only. Your data is not sending outside, or you are not taking data from any other external organization as well. Okay, so this LLM is basically a natural processing data model, or we call it as a GPT-4 right now. And this is for a beginners, you can simply understand this as a algorithm. And this is algorithm which is being trained on, large amount of data. And training means you basically train that, as you understand in the previous slide, like human train the machines, and that process is called artificial intelligence. So human has trained this AI model, like if you get this kind of input, then you have to provide this kind of output, right? And based on that, whatever data it has collected from the Microsoft graph, it is passing to the LLM. LLM will work on a lot of algorithm, and based on that, it will provide you the relevant response that you have to present it to the user. But whatever response that LLM returns, you do not directly present it to the user. It again sends back to the Microsoft graph in order to check all kind of security, compliance, and organization policies. Right. That's why you can see like the fifth, the number is basically, the fourth number is the LLM response, and again it is sending back to the Microsoft graph to check all kind of compliance and app security, and then the final data will be sent to the user from whichever application they are interacting with. Okay, so this is the whole process basically works in the background. But you may have this question, like, for example, like I am a developer or I am the user, and I'm interacting with the Copilot. Then what kind of data it basically collect from the different sources of the Microsoft application? So there is a security feature works here as well. So for example, like if I'm allowed to access a particular data in a particular table, then this Microsoft graph basically, based on the role and the security I have in the Microsoft application, based on that only it will collect the data. It will not collect the data beyond my security or beyond the authorization I have provided in my organization. All right. So this one level of security works here. And the second level of security and the compliance works when you get the response and present it to the user. Okay, so hope you understood like what exactly this whole Microsoft Copilot architecture works. But if you still didn't understand, I have taken a very simple example of one real life example. I think I have already presented that. So one, I have taken the example of a restaurant. Okay, so you can easily understand how the Microsoft Copilot architecture work with the restaurant analogy. Okay, now imagine you are with your family, you are planning a planning a dinner in a restaurant, and you are placing an order with the waiter, saying like, I would like to have the pasta, okay, with some extra cheese. Okay, so this is kind of user input. So whenever you are giving a particular order or you are asking for a particular dish, you can also propose some special kind of dietary information or special kind of customization of your dish as well. So this all comes as part of the user input, right? So similarly in the Copilot, this correspond to the user input, such as summarize the document or creating a chart. So it is similar like you are placing an order to the to the waiter. So here waiter is act like a co-pilot. Okay, now when you are placing an order or giving an order to the waiter, it can also ask some suggestions, it can also clarify few things, so that it can present the better output or it can present the better pasta for you. Okay, so waiter takes the order, but it will not simply take your order. It will ensure that whatever the order it took, it basically whatever you are expecting from the restaurant or from the waiter. So it can also ask the question like, do you want a spicy sauce with the pasta, any particular drink to go with your meal, would you prefer the dish gluten free, and a lot of other questions it can ask, so that it can simply improve your user input, right? In the similar way, whenever you interact with the Copilot, it also ask other questions as well to for the clarification purpose, so that the user input should be clear. So because if the user input will be clear, then the responses will also be the accurate, the relevant, and the contextual, right? The step three is pre-processing, right? So the waiter will take your order and then it passes the order to the kitchen staff. So here kitchen staff will act as a Microsoft graph. Okay. So you place an order for the pasta, but whatever ingredients, whatever other stuff is needed to prepare that pasta, the kitchen staff will gather that information, gather that all the ingredients from their kitchen, right? So here the kitchen staff will act as a Microsoft graph. But here, the kitchen staff will not decide how the dish will be prepared, but it will only ensure the chef will get what they need. Okay. In the similar way, the Microsoft graph here will act like a kitchen staff. It always fetches the data from the different tools, as I already told you, like Word, Excel, Teams, the Dataverse, the Bing search, and everything. But it also ensures that only the relevant and the secure data is collected based on the user input. Okay. Now, the step number four, once the data is collected, once the ingredients are collected, LLM generates the output. Here, the chef who is going to prepare the pasta for you in the kitchen, he will act like a chef or he will act like a LLM here. Okay. So with all the ingredients provided, the chef uses the expertise to prepare the dish based on your request, and the chef will have the lot of years of experience, and he's still learning a lot of new things based on the customer request. In the similar way, the LLM, the AI models, they are also being learned from the daily basis, and they have experience of lot of other data. In the similar way, chef has also experience preparing pasta from so many years, so it will act like a LLM here. Okay. Now LLM, I also told you, like there is a Azure OpenAI as well. Now the Azure OpenAI will act as a kitchen management system. This basically a providing a platform that will ensure that the chef works efficiently, ingredients are available, this meets the customer expectations, and it also ensures the entire process is streamlined, compliant with the health standards, and scalable for the large number of orders. Okay, so this is how the LLM works, and it closely interact with the Azure OpenAI. Okay. The step number five is, once your pasta has been prepared, you will not directly give it to the customer. It will go for the quality assurance. So quality assurance will act like a Microsoft graph here. So before serving, the restaurant manager ensure that the dish is safe for the consumption and adhere to any specific dietary restrictions. Okay. So similarly, in the Copilot, when you get the response, Microsoft Graph will act like a compliance and the governance layer, and it will ensure that the whatever output you will get from the LLM, it will follow the organizational security and the compliance policy. Okay. Once you check like all the kind of compliance and the security stuff, then you finally present that pasta or share the response with the user. So the final step is waiter serve the dish. Finally, waiter deliver the dish to the customer table, ensuring it just as requested. So whatever customer has requested for that, you have share the same response with the user. In the similar way, Copilot also receive the polished, secure, and the actionable output. This is how you can simply remember how basically the Microsoft Copilot works with this restaurant analogy. All right. Now let's talk about the Copilot licensing. There are. I don't want to stick with this Copilot license based on this today's session, because I know like there have been a lot of changes in this Microsoft Ignite as well. So I would recommend like follow the Microsoft Docs, the Microsoft Copilot licensing documentation for the updated one. But the core or the fundamental licensing strategy will remain same. So basically, at a very high level, the Copilot comes in a various flavor. The green one are the free version that you don't need to pay for, and the red one are all the licensed one for which you have to pay for, and this blue one, which is some of the features you get it in your applications without paying any additional cost. So for example, like you are using Power Platform, and some of the Copilot features you get it inbuilt in that, right? You don't need to really pay for it. You are just paying for the Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Pages and other components, and some of the feature you are getting free with those, right? So these kind of capabilities are also there. So the first type of Copilot is the personal one, that is available free. So you can, it is simply like a chat GPT, right? You don't need to log in, or if you want, you can log in with your personal account if you want to keep your chat histories and everything with the Microsoft Copilot, and it is available free. In a while, I will show you that as well, that how you can access this Microsoft Copilot for your personal use. And in this case, this personal one is not basically stick with any of the Microsoft application. You can ask the questions for the Microsoft related application, plus you can ask the questions which is not related to the Microsoft application, that is available publicly on the website as well. Okay. The second type is the Microsoft Copilot Work, and that required the enterprise account. So, for example, like you have already the Microsoft 365 account or the work account that you are using to log into your Outlook or Microsoft 365 application. So that basically that same login you can use it to access the Microsoft Copilot capabilities, but that is also free. You don't need to pay any additional fees or price in order to use the Copilot. Okay. And the third one is the Microsoft Copilot Pro version, where you get some capabilities of the Copilot, advanced capabilities, where you can use the Microsoft Copilot in the Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and in some other Microsoft application, but in a limited form. Okay. So for that you have to pay $20 for that. But in the all the greens one, the top one, you don't get the Microsoft Copilot capabilities in the Microsoft 365 products or the application. It's just a simple standalone chatbot. You can just simply interact with that, that's it. But in the red one, Microsoft Copilot Pro, you will get the Microsoft Copilot capabilities in the Microsoft 365 application, but in the limited format. Okay. But Microsoft 365 Copilot is specifically made for all the Microsoft 365 applications like Word, Excel, Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, and all. So you get all the kind of features of Microsoft Copilot. It can simply create the document for you. It can prepare the slide deck for you. It can prepare the email summary for you. It can create the Teams meeting summary for you. So you can leverage a lot of features of the Microsoft 365 Copilot, and for that you have to pay $30 user per month. All right. And then you have the Copilot features for Dynamics 365 app, and that is quite different with what you have in the Microsoft 365 Copilot, because there are a lot of Dynamics 365 applications. It depends what kind of Dynamics 365 you are using for your client. For example, if you are using sales, then you can use Copilot for sales feature. If you are using customer service, then you can use the customer service call Copilot for service module. So as I said, like it prices basically varies based on the app you are using. All right. And then the final is the Copilot for Power Platform. Okay. So Microsoft Copilot is integrated basically with all the Power Platform components like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Pages. But there may be still additional cost depending on the specific features and the users limit. Okay. So if I can quickly show you like one more thing, like here in some of the blocks, I have used this, the security icon here, right? So what exactly the meaning of it? So this security icon is basically, it provides the enterprise data protection, and it applies to the chat. So for example, you may have this question, like I'm asking a question whether my chat or the data that I'm interacting with or talking with the chat GP, oh, sorry, the Copilot is are being shared with some other organization, or is data are my data is being used for any kind of training the AI models or the LLMs. So you may have this kind of questions, right? So that means your data is protected and not shared publicly or used to train any AI model for other customer. Okay. But if you are using the Copilot for personal use or for free, then there you will not get this enterprise data protection capabilities. Okay. How you can check that? So if I can go to, simply Google, and if you can just simply type Microsoft Copilot like this, and you just simply hit this option, it will take you to the Microsoft Copilot screen. So you can see here you will be redirected to this screen. If you go to switch to personal account, let me go to here. If you search Microsoft Copilot, and hit this option, and here you can see, like, it is same like the chat gpt experience. You have got the sign in option, but you don't need to sign in as well. But if you want to keep your chat history, you can sign in with your personal account as well, right? With your Gmail or Yahoo, whatever account you have been using. And here you can simply interacting with the Copilot, but here there is no guarantee that your data will be secured or within the boundary of the Microsoft 365, right? You can simply interact like, what are the today's up, what are the updates for Microsoft Ignite 2024. So this is how you can simply interact with it. So there is no need to log in, and this is simply a free version, you can call it, right? So this version is basically a free version. You can call it as a personal one. You don't need to sign in. If you want to sign in, you can still do that, but this is a free version. And data is your data is not data can be used publicly purpose, right? Here the second option is the Microsoft Copilot for Work account, and how you can get the access of that. So you will see in your laptop, in the left corner, bottom corner, you will get this Copilot option. Okay. So if I hit this option, it will take me to this screen where I need to, log in with my school account. And you can see, like, if I have already opened it here, probably here. So you can see, like, I've already logged in with my personal account. This is the work or school account I'm using. So I can use this, and simply this Copilot I can interact with the Copilot and ask questions, whatever I want to ask. Okay. Now here the important thing is that there is a enterprise data protection. So this option I was not getting in this the free version of the Microsoft Copilot. So this means I've been provided the enterprise data protections. Means whatever interaction I'm doing with my Copilot, it is completely secure. All right. Now the third option is the Microsoft Copilot Pro version, and this I don't have license right now, so I cannot demonstrate. But if you want to check, like, what are the features of the Microsoft Copilot Pro looks like, you can just simply find those options here. And it can also gives you the comparison, like what are the details, you can get it. So it's a Copilot Pro version. You can use the free trial as well, and here you can get the comparison, like what is the difference between the free version and what is the difference between the Copilot Pro version. Here you can get the detailed information about that. And here you can see, like, the Copilot capabilities, you get it in the Microsoft 365 application, which you don't get it in the free version. So you can use the Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Here in all the apps you will get the Copilot capabilities. All right. Now these capabilities are limited, but if you want to use some more advanced capabilities, then you can purchase the Microsoft 365 Copilot. All right. And for Copilot for Dynamic 365 apps, as I told, like, you need to go to the individual Dynamic 365 apps, and you need to check, like, what are the Copilot's capabilities. You will get it inbuilt in your license, or if you don't get it, then what is the additional price you need to pay for it. Okay. So there are many Dynamic 365 applications, like sales, marketing, customer service, field service, supply chain, and each one has their own capabilities. Some of them, like, for example, if I talk about the sales premium license, right? So the sales premium license inbuilt get the Copilot capability. So for example, in my project, I have the sales premium license, and I've been using the Microsoft Copilot inbuilt in that, right? But if you have some other licensing type of the sales or some other Dynamic 365 service, you may not get the Copilot capabilities, and you need to pay some additional cost for that. All right. So this is how the Microsoft Copilot works. But I'm still saying, like, the Copilot capabilities, these capabilities, you should not decide whether you need to go with which kind of Copilot capabilities or the tool. You always need to prefer the Microsoft documentation and take the decision accordingly. All right. Perfect. Now let's show some other demonstrations as well. So for that purpose, I have taken the example of the restaurant customer feedback management, and here I will show you the capabilities of. Just a moment. All right. So I have taken the example of restaurant customer feedback management. So in this process, like imagine like there is a restaurant who want to create a customer feedback management process, and for that purpose they want to create a Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and the Power Pages. So they basically wants to use the Power Platform in order to develop a the end-to-end business solution. And we're going to look into it like how the Microsoft Copilot's capabilities you can use it in all the kind of components. Okay. So to efficiently gather or analyze and act on the customer feedback, you can simply use the Microsoft Copilot integrated with the Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and the Power Pages. So what we're gonna do is we can create a application for the restaurant staff. So whoever is coming to the restaurant, they can use that Power Apps application, a Canvas app based application, to take the customer feedback, or they can give the tablet or the mobile to the customer and they can provide the feedback as well. So this is basically collect the feedback in within the restaurant itself. The second is the Power Automate. We can use the Power Automate for plenty of purpose to automate sending and processing the feedback survey. So once the payment are made or once the visit is completed by the customer, you can send them an auto generated email to their registered email address, so that they can provide the feedback there as well. Okay. And also you can send the thank you email notification as well, so that it will act as a confirmation email that you have visited that restaurant, and you can just simply send them the thank you email. Power BI you can use to, whatever feedback you got from the customer, you can simply analyze that, and based on that feedback, you can take the decision that what things you can improve in your restaurants and what are the good feedback you are getting for your restaurant, right? And the Power Pages is basically to develop a simple website where the customer can see, like, all the kind of all the kind of dishes you are providing. They can place an online order as well, and they can submit their feedback there as well, right? So this is a simple real world case study. It can be some different case studies as well, but for this demonstration purpose I will showcase some of the capabilities. Considering the time, I may not be able to create all the kind of Copilot capabilities in all the kind of components, but I will simply show you like what are the different capabilities you will get it. All right. So if I head over to the Power Apps application, so this is my Power Apps application. So if I have to design a Power Platform based solution, I need to first come to the Power Apps homepage, that is also called the Power Apps Maker portal. And the first thing that we want to create a Power Apps application for the staff members or for the waiters who will collect the feedback from the restaurant itself, in the restaurant itself. Okay. So what we can do it, we can simply click on the apps in the left panel, and there is an option called Start with Copilot. Okay. So if I hit the Start with Copilot, it will simply ask like describe the new table. Okay. So describe this new table is because whenever you are creating any solution or the application for any organization or a company, you first need to create the tables or the data models, right? So this data model is necessary to hold the data. So if you are a beginner, if you don't understand what exactly the data model is, let me turn off this settings. All right. So if you are a beginner, like what exactly the data model is. So data model is nothing. It just how you are modeling your data in the database. So whenever you are creating a table, you are creating the columns, of a different types, or you are creating the relationship between the tables, then that is nothing, it's just a data model. Okay, so what I want to describe here is I want to create a table, to create a table to hold the feedback provided by the customer visiting the restaurant. Okay, so this is just a simple explanation I am giving. Like I want to create a table. If you want, you can specify here in the double quotes, like if you want to give like restaurant feedback. So probably you can suggest the table name as well, to hold the feedback provided by the customer visiting the restaurants. Now, if I ask this Copilot and click generate, it will automatically, based on the LLM or based on the AI model, the algorithm works in the background. It will suggest, it will create a table. For example, you can see the table has been suggested called restaurant feedback table. And if I click here, click on view data, you can see like the few of the columns has been created automatically, like customer name, the ratings, the comments. But if you want, like you want to add some more columns, or if you want to modify the existing column that the Copilot has created, you can ask here as well. Or if you don't like the table that the Copilot has created, you can undo that option as well. Okay, and here you can see like I can ask like please add few more columns, like uh, in the table. And here I can ask like customer email and customer mobile number. Okay, so I think I can ask two more columns for Copilot, and let's see how it works. Perfect. So you can see like Copilot has created two more columns for me, the customer email and the customer mobile numbers, and it has generated some random details as well. And now the next thing is that I can simply click save and open app option, and this will simply create a canvas application for me based on the table that I have provided. So it is quite quick. I'm sure like this cannot be a production ready app, of course, but at least it can provide you the basic assistant to create the app quickly, right? You don't need to depend on the developers. So for example, like you are interacting with your customer or the prospect clients, and they wanted to know the they wanted to know the capabilities of the Power Platform or the Power Apps, right? So in order to do that, I came from the background where, in order to create a simple POC, it used to take weeks of time, right, in order to showcase the capability of the product. But nowadays, imagine you are a business analyst or the functional consultant, you are interacting with the customer. You can simply use the Copilot capabilities based on the customer requirement. You can simply ask the Copilot, and it will simply generate the application, the table, the data model for you, and you can showcase to your customer so that they can simply take the decisions like how the product works and what are the capabilities of it. All right, so now I can expect like some of the screens will be created automatically here. So you can see like a table got created automatically called restaurant feedbacks. So this is the table has got created automatically, and it has automatically created a screen for me. And here in the left panel, you can see like all the list of feedbacks. And here I can see the form where customer can provide. I can simply save this and publish it. And if I play it, I can see the preview as well. So this is how when the waiter will ask the feedback from customer, it will look like this. I can of course change the UI branding and everything, but this is how it will look like. You can simply click on new, and it will show the new form cross. So basic features it already got for you, right? But imagine if you still want to use the Copilot capabilities and add some more controls on the screen, you can still go to the Copilot option. You can ask few more questions here, like add a screen, add a new form, buttons for me. You can change the formats or the data type of the field, and you can ask more questions as well. Okay, so this is how you can simply create an app or Power Apps applications using the Copilot capabilities. There is one thing here like instructions. There is one more feature here. For example, like on click of edit, you want to edit this whole form, and you don't really understand what exactly this formula means. So this is nothing, it's just a Power FX expression. And if you want to understand like what exactly the meaning of this Power FX expression, so you can simply click on the Copilot and ask for explanation of this formula. So it will simply generate the expressions. Like this expression sets the context variable. So it will simply provide you the information in the natural language that what exactly this formula is doing. This is really helpful when you are working in a really complex applications and it has really complex Power FX expression and you don't really understand what exactly this formula is doing. You can simply go and check with the Copilot. All right. So save it, this app. So maybe I can give the name restaurant feedback app and then save it. And this will save. And I need to publish it in order to start using it. Perfect. Sorry to interrupt. Like Perth, can you tell me like how much time I still have to present, or I'm running out of time?
Yeah. So we are a bit out of time, but it's okay. You can continue.
Okay, okay. I'll take 15 minutes more if you find.
No worries.
Perfect. Okay, so I have published the app. So now you can start using the app, and of course, we can add some more features using the Copilot. And now, if I can show, like, this is the one feature of Power Apps. If I can show, like, you want to create a Power Automate, so what you can do, you can simply go to make.flow. I think it's a flow.microsoft.com. And in the flow.microsoft.com also you will get the option of Copilot where you can ask the Copilot to generate a workflow for you. Okay, so for example, like I have already created the feedback table here. Now what I can ask to the Copilot, like create a flow that will send an email to the customer when new feedback is received in restaurant feedback table Dataverse. So I'm just simply writing this. Let's see like whether the Copilot understand or not. So as I told, like the Copilot is still learning. Some of the responses you can get it, or some of the response you can expect that it will not provide you the response. But luckily I got the response. Like I have asked Copilot, like whenever a new entry is made in the restaurant feedback table that has created by the Copilot, a new email should be sent to the customer. Okay, so you can see like it has generated a template for me. I can simply hit next, and I've already made the connection here and hit the create flow. So this will automatically create a flow for me. And now since this is the step which required some new parameters, so the change type, I can say like when the new row is added, so the trigger will be added. The table name, you can see like it has automatically populated. The scope, I can take the organization level for now just for the demonstration purpose. But in the obviously in the real time, in the real project, you need to uh, decide carefully like what exactly the scope you have to use. Since I'm using the new designer, it is still have some limitations because it is still in the development phase, experimental phase. So maybe I can switch it to the old designer. So it will be better. Okay, I think I need to provide details here as well. So it usually takes some time because it's a new designer. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try again. All right, I think let me go back and we'll try to create again. So go to the home and try same thing again. So the change type should be added. Here we'll take the table name is restaurant feedback. So it must be with the R. So here's the table that got created. Then we'll take the scope. We'll take his organization, and so this step is done. Now I have to send an email, and here I have to select the customer email here because the email will be pulled out from that field, and this is the subject. If you want, you can still ask the Copilot here and it will generate the some contextual subject as well. And since this body doesn't look like good, I can ask the Copilot, help me write a thank you email for customer who did great feedback. Right, so it's up to you, like whatever question you want to ask. So instead of understand your questions, please refresh it, try again. Right, thank you. So click here, let's try it again. I'm not sure whether it will generate or not because, oh, unfortunately, it's not generating for now, but okay, we'll leave it now because some of the Copilot features are in the experimental phase. So I'm not sure whether some of the things are working here because I had created a flow where it was working, but here it's not working. So not a big deal. But we simply create a flow like this using the Copilot features, save it, and this is how we can simply create the cloud flows. If we have some complex flows, we can also ask the Copilot to create this step as well. I'm not sure why it's not working for this flow, but if I ask like, could you please add a step before send an email step to add to get the email address from the customer table, something like this. So if you want to add an action or the table, sorry, action or a particular so you can see like I have added, I've asked the question like add a row to get the email address from the customer table. It has automatically added a step for me, right? So if you are not sure about it, like what exactly step you have to add it, you can ask the Copilot anyways. All right, so this is the way how you can simply use it. Now I don't have the license right now for the Power BI, but I can quickly showcase how it works in the Power Pages. So Power Pages is basically one of the component of Power Platform, which basically used to create the public facing websites where customers can directly interact with the Dataverse data, of course, with the lot of securities. So what I can do, I can simply go to the website and create a new website. Okay, so here you can see like it is a prompt, start building a website, and I can ask the Copilot create a website for a restaurant where customer can uh, see the restaurant menu, place an order, and submit feedback. So I can simply ask this question to the Copilot to generate a website and simply hit enter. So based on the prompt or the user input I have provided, it suggested the name of the site, Delicious Bites, and it asks for the website address as well. I will remove that part. Perfect. And then I can select the site language. I can enable multiple languages as well based on the region. I can hit next. And based on that, you can see like it has generated, the layout of the website. And here you can see like, you can hit the try again option if you don't really like the layout or the branding of it. And then if you hit next, it will suggest some of the pages for you as well, not only the website, but it will suggest a lot of pages like do you want to keep the menu page, order online, about us. So I'll keep all, feedback, contact us, and the FAQs. I'll select all, and then I can hit done. So it's not only that it will suggest all this kind of page suggestion at the time of website creation, but it also create, you can also create the pages, the forms, and a lot of other AI capabilities after creating the websites as well. All right. So so you can see like how quickly it has generated the pages. So it's taking me to the design studio page. I don't want to dig into the how the power pages develop and everything, just wanted to showcase the capabilities of it. So you can see like the Copilot has developed a website for me, and in the right panel I still have an option if you want to add some more pages or you want to create a form. So I will quickly hit sync option so that the data or the design whatever I have developed here, it will be sync with the Dataverse, and then I will hit preview. So once I hit preview, it will take me to the website called deliciousbites.powerapsportals.com. And this is, you can imagine like how simply it is and how expedite it is to develop a website using Microsoft Copilot. So basically design a layout. Of course, you can go with this kind of website. You have to obviously take the customer requirement and change the things, the branding and everything accordingly. But still, if you get the layout, you get the basic, the site structure and the features of it, right? So it's still loading. Let's wait for it. So since it is the first time, that's why it's taking time, because it's store a lot of things in the cache, in the browser cache as well. So let me hit again, probably more time. All right, perfect. So I need to hit sign in. So since the Azure AD or the Microsoft Entra ID is the default authentication is enabled, so I need to log in with my Microsoft Entra ID account, and it works in the single sign-on as well. Perfect. So now it takes me to the website where I can see a fully fledged website is there. I have the feedback screen where I have a lot of options. I can simply provide a form. Like for example, if I go here and for example, this is the feedback page. And if I want to create a form here, I can click on the data forms, create a new form. simply like that. So if I ask this question, perfect. So since so I asked this question like create a feedback form and it will connect to the restaurant feedback table that we have created a while ago. But since the Copilot has a confusion like it has got three different feedback tables, so it's asking like which table I have to select. So just for the just to make sure like it is storing the right table, so I will select the restaurant feedback, and if you can see like it will automatically create a form on this page, so I don't even need to, you can see like perfect. So it has created a automatically form for me here. In the three different steps I have to provide the customer name, the customer email, mobile number, feedback details, ratings, and everything, right? So I can delete the form and I can keep the form. So next step is basically the feedback details, and then finally we have the rating options. Okay, if you want to make some more changes you can still do it. If you can keep the form you can still keep the form, or you can simply delete the form as well, and you hit sync and you can preview the changes. So this is the way how you can simply design the forms, you can simply design the websites. So this is just few examples, but I have a lot of other stuff as well. And Microsoft introduced a lot of other Copilot features in all the products that you can leverage as well. All right. So the last thing that I want to discuss related to the Copilot is like how you can extend that. Okay. So Microsoft has provided a lot of extensibility options for the developers, because sometimes being a developer, it's not always necessary that I know like the Microsoft 365 Copilots has a lot of capabilities it can do on its own, but to make it even more powerful you can extend its capability so that developer can create their own Copilot as well. Okay, so by using the different extensibility options, Copilot is capable to interact with the external tools, external data sources as well, so that you can extend your Copilot. Okay, and there are basically two options here, whether you want to extend the Copilot or you want to create your own Copilot, right? So if you want to extend the Copilot, so that basically means if you want to leverage the existing Copilot features and you just want to add your own knowledge sources, skills, and you want to interact with some external APIs or the data, then you have to go with the extend option. So that simply means the core or the fundamental or the architecture will remain same, how the Microsoft Copilot is working, but sometimes you want to add some more knowledge or skills, or some organization or customer specific knowledge you want to give it to your Copilot, so that they can answer some more questions that is not basically it is providing in the current version. Okay, so in that case you can use the extend feature. But sometimes you don't want to use any of the current version of the Microsoft Copilot. You need to create your own Copilot, and you need a highly customizable solution that basically operates independently of the Microsoft 365. Okay, so this is basically ideal scenario requiring specific AI models or greater control over the agent's behavior. So if you create your own custom agent or custom Copilot, then you will have the full control over it, how you want to design your own algorithm, your AI models, your LLM, and everything. Okay, now if you want to extend the Copilot capabilities, or you want to create a custom Copilot, that basically depends on this kind of architecture. So this is a very good example of how you can decide whether you want to go with the extension of the Copilot or you want to create your own one. Okay, so in the left side, if you can see, if you want to extend the Microsoft 365 Copilot, there are couple of options that Microsoft has provided. The first option is the declarative agents. Declarative agents means you can create a Copilot specifically for a particular operation or a task. Okay, so I will discuss about that in the later slide, that what exactly the meaning of declarative agent. Okay, and this declarative agent basically you can connect with the connectors, the plugins, and some different sources, and you can bring the data in order to add some more knowledge and the skills. Okay, so this all the things basically you are doing on top of the existing Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay, So in that case, if you want to use the existing Copilot features, and on top of it you want to add some more knowledge to the Copilot, you want to interact with some external sources, you want to interact with the APIs, or you want to create your own plugins, then in that case you have to use the extension options. Or if you want to create your own custom Copilot, then you have the options called the Copilot Studio custom agents. Here you can develop your own Copilot, where you have to interact with Azure OpenAI services and the Teams AI library. So in the bottom, you can see there are two major tools that you have to deal with in order to extend or in order to create your own custom agent. The first tool is the Teams toolkit. I have not personally used it, to be very honest. I'm still working on that, so I cannot provide more information on that. But from a beginner perspective, you can easily understand with simple meaning, like if you are a pro developer and if you want to write a code in order to generate your own Copilot, then the Teams toolkit is the option for you. And if you're looking for the low code, no code option in order to create your chatbot or the agents, then the Copilot Studio is the option for you. Okay, so these are the two tools that you got, which actually use the Azure OpenAI and the Teams AI library in order to create or extend the custom Copilot. All right, so let's quickly check like what are the extensibility options that you get. The first is the declarative agents, second is plugin, and the third is Microsoft Graph Connector. The declarative agent means you are creating your own Copilot on top of the Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay. So for example, like imagine you are working in a human resources and you could create your own HR related Copilot that helps employee finding the information related to your company policies. They can submit the leave request or even get updates on their benefits. So this basically Copilot would use the data from your company internal documents and the systems. Okay. So you can see like we have seen this kind of UI of the Copilot, but if you create your own declarative agent or own Copilot, it will show like this. So if you click here, you will see your custom Copilot like this in the right side. And you can click here and this will provide the response only specific to a particular topic like human resource, customer service, sales, something like that. Okay, so for these kind of purpose you can create the declarative agents. These kind of copilots are called declarative agents. Now in this declarative agents kind of copilot you can add some more features. The first feature that you can add is the plugins. Okay, now what exactly the plugins are? Plugins basically are used in your declarative agent, your custom agent, to interact with the external sources. Now in order to interact with the external sources you have got a lot of features, you have got a lot of other options. Like first is the REST API. Okay, so for example your client has provided an API which actually interact with some external data sources, so you can simply use the API plugins that will call a REST API, will bring the data and will can show it to the Copilot. Here you can see like if I have to connect with the budget tracker API in order to get the budget related information, you can simply call that API within the Copilot chat, and the customer will get the relevant information. You can also use the Power Automate. You can also use the Power Platform connectors. Like 1000 plus connectors are available, and it helps you to interact your Copilot with 1000 plus external data sources. Okay, and it also helps you to create the Teams message extension as well. Okay, I have created my own Copilot that will provide me the Power Platform updates in the Teams. So I will simply click in the left panel, Power Platform updates, and I can ask the questions like what are the new features in the Copilot, how the licensing works in the Copilot or in the Power Platform. I can get the answers of it. All right. So this is about the plugins. The third is the Microsoft Graph Connector, and this basically connect with the external sources and integrate into the Microsoft 365. So suppose your company uses a third-party CRM application. A Microsoft Graph Connector can pull the customer data from the CRM into your Copilot, and it enabling it to provide the detailed customer insight, generate reports, or assist in customer service tasks. Okay, so this basically also a kind of connector that basically helps you to interact with the external sources. All right, and how you can extend it? So as I told you, there are basically two tools. The first pro code option is the Teams toolkit, And that Teams toolkit, you can use it in the Visual Studio Code or in the Visual Studio. And there is another option is a low code or no code option, and that you can use it inside the Copilot Studio. Okay. And the last one, how you can build your custom agent. So custom agent can basically build using the Azure AI services, and that is basically for the professional developers. And there is no way that you can that any non-technical person can build this, right? So for example, like a marketing team might want to create a custom engine or the custom agent to generate the personalized marketing content. This agent could help analyze the customer data, predict trends, and create the tailored marketing campaign. So you want to create the whole Copilot, and you don't want to care about the Microsoft 365 Copilot and the subscription or the license at all, right? So it's a completely custom development. All right. And there are two options to develop it. Again, the same. The pro code option is the Teams toolkit with the interactions of the Teams AI library and the Azure OpenAI Studio. And the second option is the Copilot Studio. All right. So this is basically the two tools that you can use it either to extend it or you to build your own custom agent. All right. So this is the new slogan that Microsoft has given. Like they have been doing a lot of things in the Copilot things. So this is just a simple fundamental session I have planned for you. Probably the next session I can plan where I can focus more on the technical side. But this is I would request to check all the Microsoft Ignite updates, which is going on between 19 to 21st of November. And there are a lot of enhancement, lot of changes, and lot of new features they have introduced related to the Copilot. All right. So by saying that, I just wanted to thank you everyone for listening me, and I hope you find this session valuable. And if you want to interact with me after this session, you are welcome to interact with me and feel free to connect with me. You can find me with the name Arpit Power Guide on the LinkedIn, on the Twitter, and my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye bye. Over to you, Parth. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Now you can be audible.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Arprit, for doing this. And this, so there is one question like, do we have certificates for this course
Certificates means
for
for
Copilot
Copilot.
course?
No, there is no specific certification as such for the
Yep.
Microsoft Copilot because it is just a part of the Microsoft application. It's just enhancement. So there is no specific certificate, but of course you can do some trainings and you can get the badges Microsoft training portals.
Yes. So here are the links that we've been tagged
Yeah,
for the training. You can click on these links. The links are already in the comment section, and which can help
yeah,
you to take your learning further. I hope that answers. And
yeah.
yes, thank you, Arpit. Thank you once again for doing this. And everyone, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Thanks,
Bye.
both.
Thank you,
Bye.
Arpit.